So let's go ahead and go over some of these. Obviously, I know you're gonna wanna go over number 10. But remember, number 10 is not on our, quiz or anything, so we will go over number 10, but let's go over the other ones that you guys maybe struggled with a little bit before that. Or number 25, sorry. So, what's a problem that you guys want to review? Gemma?
6.
Which is number 21. Okay, so it says Emma was elected elected president of the sixth grade class. The ratio of Emma's votes to Tom's votes was 3-2. How many votes did each candidate receive? All right, so we know that it's 3-2, right? This is number 21. All right. The top number represents Emma, the bottom represents Tom. How many votes did Emma get? How many votes did Emma get? Jonathan?
225.
So 225. So I set that equal to 3. Does everybody understand why? Is there anybody who understands why? Okay, Emma, why did I set that to 3?
Because that's how many how many Emma earned.
Right, so that's how many she earned. All right, so then what do we have to do here? Can we multiply or do we have to divide? Jonathan?
We have to divide by 3, then multiply by 2.
Hold on. No, you just, baby, step at a time, please. All right, so we are dividing by 3. How many times can I multiply 3 to get 2? Bless you. Can you do that?
No.
Nope. All right, how many times can I multiply 3 to get 22 or close to 22 without going over it? Mila.
7.
How many times can I multiply 3 to get 15? Ronnie.
5.
Okay, now 75 is not our answer though. And this is where you have to be careful and understand. So we divided 225 divided by 3 to make sure we found out what we needed to multiply by. So we are multiplying by 75. So when I go from 3 to 225, I multiply by 75. So therefore, what do I have to do on the bottom if I multiply by 75 on the top? I have to do the same thing. So 75 times 2, raise your hand, what does that give you? Troy?
150.
150. All right, so how many votes did each of the candidates receive? Well, we know 225 for Emma and 150 for Tom. So that is your answer. 150 is your answer. Okay? Questions about that one? How many of us got that one right? Okay, good. All right, so what's another one you guys would like to go over? Let's go over number 17, because I had a lot of questions in second period for number 17. So number 17 said Nelson purchased 3 pound bunch of bananas for 99 cents. At this rate, what is the price of 1 pound pendant? If I could read, that'd be fantastic. What is the price of 1 pound of bananas and how much would 5 pounds cost? Okay, so this is a 2-step problem. So the first thing that we know is that money always goes on top. So it's 99 cents for how many pounds of bananas? Mikael? 3. So 3 pounds. All right. I have to first figure out how much for 1 pound. So I'm going to put my 1 pound here. And how do I go from 3 to 1? What do I need to do? What do I need to do here? Kaya? So I'm going to divide by 3 on the bottom, which means I have to divide by 3 on the top. This one should be pretty easy, where we shouldn't have to do the math on the outside, but just in case I do want to just quickly do this. So what do I multiply 3 by to get 99? What do I multiply 3 by to get 99, Olivia? Huh? What do I multiply 3 by to get 99? 30, or 33. Yes, ma'am. So 33. So it's 33 cents for 1 pound. So any of your answer choices, so you have 33 cents, 30 cents, 33 cents, 35 cents. Can I get rid of B and D? Why? Why can I get rid of those two, Cristiano? Right, because they don't have 33 cents in them. So now, what do I have to do with this unit rate right here? What do I have to do with that? Because remember, this is a two-step problem. Someone other than Kaya. What do I have to do? Because the second part of the question says, how much would 5 pounds cost? So what do I need to do here? Kylie. Right, so I need to essentially set my unit price to try and determine how much 5 pounds would cost. So when I go from 1 to 5, what do I multiply by? Noah?
5.
Yeah. So I'm going to multiply this by 5, which means I multiply the top by 5. So 33 cents times 5. There's 2 decimal places, 1, 2. So it's $1.65 for 5 pounds. So the answer to this one is A. 33 cents slash $1.65. Okay? How many of you guys got that right? Good. Good, good. All right, any other ones you want to go over? All right, we're gonna go over one more. Number 18. All right, so number 18 says Tatiana and her family are driving to Florida. They travel 204 miles in 3 hours. At this rate, how many miles will they travel in 7 hours? All right, so we have 204 miles in 3 hours. What's the easiest way to solve this problem? What's the easiest way to solve this problem?
Divide.
So finding the unit rate first? Okay, so I need to find out how much in 1 hour. All right, so how do I go from 3 to 1? How do I go from 3 to 1? 3 to 1. Elisa, how do I go from 3 to 1? What am I gonna divide by?
3.
Okay. And if I divide by 3 on the bottom, what do I have to do on the top?
Divided by 3.
Perfect. So I'm gonna do 204 divided by 3. What can I multiply 3 by to get close to 20 without going over? Christiana?
6.
What do I multiply 3 by to get 24? Gemma?
9.
Nope.
7.
Nope. Only one left.
8.
8. Alright, so they can go 68 miles in 1 hour. So now what do I do with my unit rate? What do I do with this unit rate right here, Ronnie?
Times it by 7.
Right, so when we set it back up this way, 68 miles in 1 hour, we need to find out how much for 7 hours. You multiply by 7 here, which means you multiply by 7 there. 68 times 7, I have totally forgot. What is 8 times 7?
56.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright, I have also forgotten what is 7 times 6? Mila?
42.
Plus 5? So they can go 476 miles in 7 hours. How many of you guys got that one right? Alright, remember, when you are finding unit rate, that always goes on the bottom. That one always goes on the bottom right even. Finding unit rate helps you find a lot of these other rate type questions. Okay, are there any other questions? None? Y'all feel good? Okay, so 20, oh yeah, sorry, 25. Alright, so 25 says what percent of 20 is 50. Now, the way that you will do it later in life will not be the same way that I teach you. So the easiest way to find percents is to essentially do the smaller number divided by the bigger number. And you're gonna come up with a decimal. So 50 times what gives me 2? Nothing. 50 times what gives me 20? 50 times what gives me 200?
4.
So you end up with 4/10. You move your decimal 2 places to the right to write a whole number. So your answer should be 40%. So when you grow up and you get old and you do have a calculator all the time, you will simply take your small number divided by your big number and it will give you your decimal, which gives you your percentage. That is not how I will teach you in school though. What? What?
I'm just gonna say, I'm pretty sure percentages are in unit 3, right?
I don't know, babe. I think so, yeah. There's lots of different ways to do it though. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to what we're gonna be doing today. So you're just simply sliding over to the next blank page, whether it's the left page or the right page, it does not matter. Okay? On that page, you are going to write ratios and unit rate practice. And today's date, which is 10/25. Alright, around the room, which I will set up in a second, you are going to find these little cards. They're just white, so you might miss them, please be careful. And you essentially have to find ratios and unit rate for these. Alright, so the way that you're gonna number these today is you're gonna write the country, because this is unit rate around the world. That's technically what it is on the playlist. So like, let's say we're all gonna do Canada together. Okay, so instead of writing number 1, I'm gonna write, make sure I spell it correctly, Canada. And that tells me which country question this goes with. So it says, it snowed 20 inches in 10 days in Montreal. Find the unit rate. Alright, so I need to find out how much for one day that it snowed. So I'm gonna put 20 inches for 10 days. And then I need to find out how much for one day. If you do not write the units, you will not get credit. Y'all have got to start writing the units. Alright, so how do I go from 10 to 1? What do I do? Aiden.
Divide by 10.
Alright. So I'm obviously going to divide 20 divided by 10. This is one that you don't have to necessarily show your work as long as you're showing this step. Does that make sense? Because, excuse me, that's a pretty easy number to divide by. So what is 20 divided by 10, Christiana?
2.
So the unit rate is 2 inches of snow per one day. Alright, so this is how you solve each one of these problems. You must write the unit rate out. Alright, questions about what you're going to be doing for the remainder of the class period. Y'all got to keep me on track so we don't miss lunch. Alright, so we have 9 minutes before lunch and then we have 18 minutes after lunch. No, we have 4 minutes after lunch. No, we have 18 minutes after lunch. I don't know how long we have.
Yeah, we have minutes.
So minutes.
Everyone is confused.
Alright,
Yeah, 4 minutes.
I didn't even know. So, you are working independently. You're going to be moving around the room. These are going to be on the tables. They're going to be placed around the room. Please do not write on these. Okay, this is not for y'all to write on. When you finish, you need to, if you have questions, please definitely come and ask. But if you feel good, you're simply getting back on to Match and Math or Lexia. Okay, or if you have to adjust your homework to get credit for it, you can work on that. All right, questions? All right, once I get these passed out, you guys can go ahead and get to our location. not yet, I didn't say.
It's kinda like you
I
just
said,
set the
once
go.
I get these tests out, we will be to our location and get started. Alright, so if you have a little task card on your table, I only want 2 people at that table. So at this table, whoever's staying to complete this task card, those 2 stay, and then the other person get up and go to another one. Let's go. I don't care if it's someone just get up. No. Sit down. I'm talking to this table. Do not get started, put it down. So you're there? Alright. So which 2 are staying and who is going? Okay? Which 2 are staying and which 2 are going? And there's one over there. So Mila, raise your hand. There's one there. Emma, there's one over there. Just one of you guys there. Look at Emma. Alright, so Kyra is there. Camden is back there. One of you guys needs to go. There's one up front. There's a couple along the back. Alright, 2 of you need to go. Alright, one of you needs to go. And then you guys are good. There's one over there. Alright, now, how you rotate, I do not care. Just make sure you're not in a place where you're going to be talking to people while you're working. If you want to talk, you can earn some silent lunch. Okay? Questions? Yes, sir.
It says red to green, but I can't really see the color that good.
I'll let you know. Let me see it real quick. Let me see it. So I can write it down. Alright, go ahead and get started, guys.